Hello everyone, this is Ben Dunn, founder of Anarchic Press, Ninja High School, Warrior Nun, Tomorrow Girl, blah 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 blah. You know that. You know the drill. I'm going to be doing this video on my phone because I'm going to be watching the Acolyte, Star Wars Acolyte. I will preface and say I am a big Star Wars fan. I remember watching the original movie when I was 13 years old. When it came out to theaters, my dad took me, and I was just blown away. Been a Star Wars fan ever since. Always will have the original trilogy, and that to me by far is the one that I identify with. You know, the people have opinions on the prequels and the sequels, and I have mine. But my mom always told me, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I'm going to be looking at the this Acolyte trailer and see what it holds. So I'm going to be filming it with the phone. I'll comment on certain things as it goes along, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay, so let's start this video. So here we see a shot of some really weird alien, and I assume it's a Asian kid sitting on, looks like a room of some sort.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you.
Okay, well, this is interesting because in the original OG Star Wars, the New Hope specifically, Ben Kenobi says to Luke that you know, he's training him in the Millennium Falcon, where he gives him a blast helmet on, and Luke says, "If with the blast helmet on, how can I see?" And you know, and Obi-Wan says, "You know, your eyes can deceive you. You know, act on instinct." You remember that famous scene? And I guess it's a throwback to the original, so it's a good sign. You know, at least they're acknowledging the original OG, even though supposedly this takes place way before A New Hope.
We must not trust them.
Now this is very interesting. This is very colorful, very Star Wars-esque, I must admit. You know, there's a lot of people there, very aliens. There's, you know, a tracking shot of following someone, I assume is one of the characters or something else. I don't know. Hard to say at this point.
Tell me what comes into your mind.
A lot of diversity there in the Jedi Temple. I assume that's the Jedi Temple. So a lot of back shots, you know, so far. A lot of people from behind.
Life. Balance. I see fire.
Now that's very interesting. You know, she's dressed up in sort of a Obi-Wan-esque type cloak. You know, the sort of a brown cloak, looks very, very similar. Now, I'm not saying that there's any connection between the two, but it is interesting. Okay, well, that seemed kind of weird. You know, I don't know if they had some new Jedi food type thing, you know, so usually I don't see much Jedi using martial arts, but hey, you know, maybe it was a different time back then. I don't know, maybe.
Someone is killing Jedi.
Oh, now that's interesting because, you know, killing a Jedi is, I guess, the premise of the show. You know, I know that it's hard to kill a Jedi, so, you know, must be something pretty big and major.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, that was an interesting Wookiee. It looked like an older Wookiee. I could see gray hairs and stuff like that.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
Yeah, it just definitely has a lot of more martial arts in it than I would have expected from a Star Wars film. I mean, not to saying that that's not a bad thing. It would be something new. It could be trying to up the game, trying to attract the young people, so to speak. You know, everyone is into that anime stuff. You know, and maybe it's becoming, maybe this is a Star Wars anime in live action form. I don't know.
This isn't about good or bad.
Well, there's a lot of interesting scenes there. You know, like I said, very Star Wars-esque. I'm so far am interested in it. Don't know what the story is going to turn out to be like, but I think they're you know, trying to do what they can to impress people.
This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
What is that?
Oh well, there you go. You know, this whole throwing the lightsaber and spinning around, I just don't understand that. It's so weird. You know, it's one of those things like, why would you throw away your lightsaber, you know, and not knowing if you're going to hit the target or not, unless you're so confident you can do that. I mean, I don't know what the extent of the power of the Sith is, but it is interesting, a tactic that's being employed a lot these days in Star Wars, and I just never understood that. It's just like, why would you throw away your most prized weapon where there's a chance you might lose the sucker, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's some new tactic. You know, looking at Star Wars with all those lightsabers sort of reminds me when you have those overnight parties, and you have those little neon glow sticks that you can break, and it's just like, oh, it sort of reminds me of that. You know, everyone's just holding up their glow sticks. You know, it can be a little it can be a little bit overwrought, if you know what I mean. Well, I will tell you, I was very interested in it. It looked very colorful. It looks like a throwback to the original Star Wars, except for the few wrinkles added in to make it more interesting. At least it looks more entertaining than Andor was. I mean, oh, geez, Andor. And at least, hopefully, it'll be better than The Mandalorian Season 3, which was a big letdown as far as I was concerned, story-wise. But, hey, I'll give it a shot. It looks like something kind of fun. I mean, it didn't look like there was a lot of scenes of levity or seems like there's some humor added to it. It seemed all serious and stuff. I don't know why Star Wars stays so serious, you know. It's like, also I noticed a lack of space battles. Maybe there aren't any space battles in this one, and it'd be kind of disappointing if there weren't any space battles, but maybe being Jedi-centric, there's not a focus on space battles. But anyway, I'll give it a chance. I always say that before I can judge anything, I have to at least be able to see it first. That's something that my brother taught me. He always said that, you know, how can you judge something if you don't see it first? So I'm going to give it a chance, and hopefully it won't disappoint. So that's my thoughts. Until next time, this has been Dunn signing off.